Because Cypher PK, if y'all know who Cypher PK is, he says Fortnite Battle Royale is dying. I got my 2 cents in on it. I don't know if y'all play Fortnite like that, but I don't. I played Chapter 5 Season 1. Then I played Chapter 6 Season... The end of Season 3 of Chapter 6 Season 3. And then so far I've been playing a little bit of Chapter 6 Season 4. They made a lot of updates that I don't like. But I want to see what he has to say.
Fortnite's Battle Royale mode is dying. If you look at the numbers, Battle Royale is seeing lows that we have never seen before. Is it over? Is Fortnite done? Well, let's talk about it. I'm going to be going over what's been happening, as well as the 5 main reasons why it's happening and what can be done to fix it. So what is actually happening and why am I making this video? Because I have made videos like this.
Yo, Yeezy, you know they have OG Fortnite in there. They have OG Fortnite. It's a playlist. They have Battle Royale, they have Zero Build, and then they have OG Battle Royale. Now, they just came out with a new event. It's the Red Cube, and it's called Devon. Ah, true. Don't get me started on AI bots. Don't get me started on the bots, bro. Cause I'm about to bro. How you gonna have alright, look, now you got me started. How you gonna have skill-based matchmaking, right? You're gonna have stay with me. You're gonna have skill-based matchmaking because skill-based matchmaking / engagement optimized matchmaking, right? You want players to stay on the game, okay? So you want to put them in the same skill level so that way people don't pub stomp and people don't get pub stomped, right? But then, because you don't have enough players to fulfill the skill-based matchmaking system, you have to have bots to fill in the lobbies. Why don't you just allow everybody to play against each other? And then go put skill-based matchmaking in ranked. I don't know. It still dumbfounds me. You're putting a band-aid on top of a band-aid on top of a band-aid. Right? Exactly. And then on top of that, right? Let's say you start the game off. You kill 2-3 bots or whatever. And you're feeling good. Not like feeling good as in like, you know that they're bots, but you're getting loot and you're looting and you're going through the game. And then the next player you run up to is, I'm not going to call him a tryhard or a sweat because I'm pretty sure that most players that play Fortnite know how to use the stuff in the game. So then you run up into this other player that knows how to use a shockwave and fizz or the shockwave hammer or whatever, and they jump on you and kill you. You're going to be like, well, I just wasted that time, that match. Because you rather die in the beginning to a player than die in the middle where you haven't done anything because you haven't ran into a real player all game. Just saying. Just saying. Bro, I can go on and on and on and on about that shit. Alright, so let's see what he has to say. I'm yapping.
Fortnite, we need to talk.
Fortnite, we need to talk.
For those of you who don't know, other modes like Reload, Blitz, and UEFN maps are taking over Fortnite.
A hot fucking take right here. Hot fucking take. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Da-na-na-na. Listen to this. Back in 2017, when PUBG was popping off, you had there was another one, but whatever. You had PUBG, then Fortnite came out, then Warzone came out in 2019, right? There's a lot of people today that say that they're bored of 6v6, right? They're bored of 6v6, but then they all flock to Reload and Ranked Reload and Blitz. What do those maps have in common? respawning. You like to play the Battle Royale because it's a different experience of a game rather than you saying you like Battle Royale. Everybody wants to spawn. Everybody wants to respawn. Right? Everybody wants to respawn. So Battle Royale was just a different version. It's just a bigger version of respawning game modes. And especially even with zero build, my cats are going crazy. Even with zero build, you can use the reboot van. Bro, I'm telling you. All right, I'll stop talking. Tell me to shut up. Put SU in the chat. I'll shut up. I just like that really gets me when people talk about like how battle royales are it. It's like, no, you guys went and played Reload and you guys go play Resurgence and Call of Duty. Y'all want respawning. Y'all want to kill somebody and or if let's say you die, you want the chance to go kill them again. That's why Call of Duty has all the medals, revenge kill and avenge kill, because you want to kill the same person that killed you. You want to get your get back. In battle royales, you don't get that, and the people don't watch you play. Right? Like if you're not steaming through the lobby, people are not watching you play unless it's your friends. You know, if you're playing solo, or whatever. All right, let's get it. I'll stop.
Fortnite's player base. There are way less people playing Battle Royale right now than there were just a year ago. And look, that can be a great thing, but not when the total player base has also significantly dropped over the last year. Because when I say that Fortnite Battle Royale is dying, I'm not necessarily talking about Fortnite as a whole. Because Fortnite is still pulling in about 1 million players concurrent, which is bigger than most games today, but not bigger than their biggest competitor, which in my opinion is Roblox. So BR right now has about 91,000 players and it peaked at
I don't agree. I don't think Roblox is its biggest competitor. I think Epic is trying to compete with Roblox, but the problem that Fortnite has with Roblox is people know Fortnite for the Battle Royale. And then there's a bunch of game modes. Roblox is clearly a platform for a bunch of different games. You don't think, oh, let me go play this certain type of game mode on Roblox. When you think about Fortnite, you think about Battle Royale. So if Fortnite's trying to compete with Roblox, they're going to lose. Because Fortnite isn't Roblox. Fortnite is a Battle Royale. Just want to make that point.
About 101,000 over the last 24 hours. But if we take a look back just 1 year, the average player base was about 200 to 300,000 players. Of course, in November, we had OG Remix, which was the Chapter 2 remix, and that boosted the player count significantly. But then even after that, we're talking 200, 300, 400,000 average players.
Low key, it still beats the newest Call of Duties
that are playing Fortnite's core Battle Royale mode. This is the mode that everyone played back in Chapter 1, because back in Chapter 1, there was no other modes to play. Now there's a lot of different options, and as a result of that, we're seeing average player counts of 71, 76, 98,000 players, which
you're separating the player base. So if this is just Battle Royale, that's because you're separating the player base. You have Battle Royale, you have Zero Build, you have OG Battle Royale, you have Reload, you have Blitz, then you have Ranked Battle Royale, you have Ranked Zero Build, you have Ranked Reload. Like, you're adding so many game modes that's going to separate the player base, right? And it's hard to quote unquote fill the lobbies because you have everybody spread out. So then you have to add bots. Keep it simple. Make Battle Royale, Zero Build, Ranked for both, and then you can have your Reload. That's it. 6 game modes. Keep it simple.
Is about a 70% to 80% decrease from a year ago, which is pretty significant. So I'm going to speak quickly from a content creator perspective. I know you guys don't necessarily care, but I'll just explain
from
my POV.
Even though I'm streaming, we don't.
The communities
I'm with y'all.
Because I'm very much in touch with the communities, and I have a big community that follows Fortnite. With the split of interests within the Fortnite player base, some people are Reload players, some people are Blitz players, some people play Zero Build, some people play OG. there isn't a strong sense of
See,
community
OG.
like we had in the past. People care less and less about the new battle passes, the new POIs that come to the map, and just the new content and updates, because the player base has been split up into a bunch of different modes, and it's only going to get worse in that regard. However, this was the goal. The goal for Epic Games was to not rely so heavily on Battle Royale. The only issue, though, is that they did not achieve the second part of the operation, which is to bring new players into Fortnite. Now, why is the Battle Royale mode bleeding players so heavily? Well, there's a few things. It could be that the formula is just outdated. When Battle Royale first came out 8-9 years ago with different games, and eventually Battle Royale on Fortnite came out, it was so new. Everybody was so excited to try it out. 100 players hop into a match, only one person wins. It was such a new concept, a very exciting concept, and getting your first win actually meant something. Over the years, people have gotten hundreds of wins.
You need to make it more exciting to be in the match, right? There's not a lot of risk for you hot dropping, and there's a 50% chance you're gonna die, 50% chance you're gonna live. There's not that much of a risk, right? Then once you get through the early game, it becomes boring. Then you get to the end of the game, where then so now it's more of like fast, slow, because the end game just depends on who's left. If it's bots, then you're just there searching. So then it makes it, you already know you won because you killed the last real player, right? That's the other problem. You know what I mean? So they have to figure out. Now he's probably going to talk about this, but they got to figure out how to keep people engaged into the match. You got to think a long match of a battle royale is going to be 15, 20 minutes, maybe even sometimes 25, 30, depending on our team's rebooting. Because let's be real, once you kill AI, they don't reboot again. So that's the problem with AI, is that once you eliminate AI, that's it. You can eliminate a team, but maybe there was one guy that was left and he went back and rebooted his teammates, and then now you're staying in the cycle of killing more people. So that's something they got to figure out. Because for me, I would rather die in the beginning of the match than play a 30-minute match and then die at the end.
Some people even have thousands. And with the introduction of skill-based matchmaking and bots into the game, a lot more people have wins than they did before. So the reality is people just don't care. They don't care necessarily about the Battle Royale formula. A lot of other games are seeing bigger success in smaller, faster-paced BRs. I do feel like Fortnite can do better to make the Battle Royale mode feel more exciting.
I want to hear this.
A lot of the times when I hop on and I play, what takes me out of playing Battle Royale is the amount of bots I run into.
Absolutely.
Just way too many bots. It doesn't feel like a real PvP, player versus player game. It feels like I'm just hunting down a lot of bots and occasionally will run into a real player. It makes the game feel dead even though there's a million people playing. So as a result, people are splitting off to play different modes, and it creates a bigger bot problem where matches are not filling up, and
that's crazy.
is forced to fill even more bots than there were before. And this has a pretty dramatic effect on the game, because think about this.
See, my question is with Epic, you are I just don't understand, right? Players are leaving the game because there are bots. Why do you continue to push bots? Get rid of them.
Of the development that Fortnite spends is on the new seasons, the new season battle pass, new season items, POIs, and themes. All of it is about the new season of Fortnite. That is where most of Fortnite's effort, at least publicly, is going towards. But if there's less people interested in the battle royale concept, Fortnite might take that as a sign that they need to spend less time on the battle royale seasons, and this could cause the entire mode to really just fall apart. Now, I did say I wanted to offer some solutions, but when it comes to the Battle Royale mode, it's very, very tricky. I know Fortnite wants to grow as a platform, which means it doesn't want to just depend on Battle Royale. But that also means as a community, we are more divided than ever in terms of what we actually care about when it comes to Fortnite And you see that with interest in the game dropping significantly, because instead of us being a united front that is excited about a new weapon or POI, there are some people that just do not care, and they're more interested in the other modes that Fortnite has to offer, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if the player count wasn't also dropping. And why is it dropping? Why haven't we seen a bunch of new people come into the game despite UEFN being out for 2 years? So let's talk about UEFN. UEFN is actually a genius idea by Epic to make Fortnite last forever. Because even if BR completely dies out, there are still people that want to play Fortnite with all the different skins that they've purchased, all the different cosmetics and battle passes that they have unlocked. It offers a very, very unique incentive to stay within the platform. But UEFN has not gone the way Epic has wanted, but it still can. It just has been slowed down significantly. There have been a ton of delays on key features for UEFN that could really take things to the next level, and we still don't have the thin client, which is going to be a way for Fortnite to compete with Roblox, because right now to play any Roblox map, you just need the Roblox launcher, and you can download maps individually, allowing you to hop into any single game of Roblox very, very quickly. Whereas right now on Fortnite, you still have to download the entirety of Fortnite, whether you're playing on mobile or Switch or PC or a console. And then from there, you can go load up a game, but it takes forever to download. So it's much harder to bring new players onto the Fortnite platform than it is on a platform like Roblox. And Roblox has really mastered the formula. They have only grown over the last year, reaching new highs of like 44 million concurrent players on a day where Fortnite only hit 1 million concurrent, which is absolutely insane. Now, I know Roblox can be targeted a little bit more towards the younger audience, and some of the older people watching might not be interested in a platform like that. And they're more interested in the more advanced concepts that Fortnite offers, but Fortnite just doesn't have the tools yet or the ease of access to bring these players onto the platform. And as a result, almost all of the top maps and success stories on Fortnite are recreations of other games and maps. We've seen it with Steal a Brain Rot, we've seen it with Only Up, Go Garden, and then the other maps that are successful are just maps that have already existed for multiple years. So there's no real true new success stories with new concepts that actually bring people onto the Fortnite platform. And that's not because people aren't creative, it's just because with the current system, it's impossible. But the good news is that the current system is not going to stay forever. Fortnite is actively working on the thin client. They are actively working towards making Fortnite more accessible. You know, we brought it back to mobile. We haven't really seen a huge player spike since mobile came back, but that also could be because no one wants to download the whole of Fortnite onto their mobile device, and they would rather just download specific modes and maps and games within Fortnite that they want to fit onto their phone. And until that's possible, we won't really see this explosion of players into the Fortnite ecosystem. But when it happens, things will.
I understand that a lot of people play this stuff, but like for me, I'm just sitting here thinking like I don't care personally. For me, I want to play online multiplayer shooter, right? If the focus of Fortnite isn't to play the multiplayer shooter, I don't care for mini games. I don't want to play all these games that like have no meaning or substance. I mean, obviously, like if it was a tournament style thing, then okay, like a mini tournament within the game, like like each wave, like that might be a little bit cool because within that game you could have like some competitiveness. But games that aren't competitive, like I don't care for, right? Like there was a game mode back in Call of Duty, I want to say it was either Vanguard or Cold War, where they had the Roundhouse 2v2 style tournament where you would play 2v2s, and every round you would you would switch maps, and then at the end of it you would play a 2v2, and then you would win that in-game tournament. 10 minutes. That was cool. But for me, like I just want to compete at a multiplayer level, right? Like when I go play basketball, I'm not thinking like let me go to play basketball and play 21, or let me go play knockout. Like I don't want to play that. That's not a competitive game mode for me, right? I want to play a competitive game. Like I want to get my juices flowing. When I go play football, I don't want to play, just a quarterback versus, wide receiver versus, cornerback. I want to play a 7-on-7 or more, right? I don't want to play like a fake version of the game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a mini game type of person, and that's just me. So when I hear this and I'm watching this, my fear is that the quality of battle royale is going to go down, right? Because they're going to have to worry about, now I get it. The goal is, hey, let's get these tools to the community so they can make the games. We'll focus on Fortnite, and then you guys just make games for us. And then, of course, we'll pay you. But again, it makes, like, same thing with Call of Duty. When they started going the Warzone route, 6v6 quality went down. And it's like, well, 6v6 is the closest thing to what the competitive side of Call of Duty is, and that's the 4v4. And, obviously, we could talk about how they GA everything or whatever, but at least it's closer. Whereas, like, I don't want to go play Warzone because I'm not that big of a battle royale person, especially when it comes to Call of Duty. Like, I want to play 6v6, get kill streaks, and drop 50 kills. Like, that's what I want to do in Call of Duty. I play Fortnite Battle Royale because I don't have that fear of not playing a version of the game that should have been the main game, right? Call of Duty is a 6v6 arena shooter, not Warzone. So when I play Fortnite, it's the Battle Royale. I can play Battle Royale, and that's the version of the game that is meant to be played. And I guess that's just my worry. I'm just worried that all these games are going to try to make millions of different types of games, and it's like, well, what's the game that's the one that's the competitive game, right? What's the closest competitive one that everybody needs to be good at? I don't care to be good at freaking, like a racing game. Like, I don't care to be good at that. I want to be good at the game that is the multiplayer part.
Change. It might not be overnight, but Fortnite's potential will reach new highs. So let's finish by talking about what Fortnite needs to do. First of all, Fortnite needs to lock in on UEFN. They need to make sure that these delays are not happening as consistently, and that they can put out the key updates and features that we need to create unique and captivating maps. The second part is getting the Fortnite Thin client available and making it as easy to access as Roblox. It's the only way that they will be able to compete with Roblox and maybe eventually pass them up. Third thing, and this is for you guys, I feel like we should be treating this moment in Fortnite as a transition period. And during transitions, there's always going to be huge lows, but they will be followed by big highs if the transition goes well. I believe Fortnite is transitioning away from Battle Royale being the main mode to just having a bunch of different modes that have hundreds of thousands of players. And this could be good for the platform, but we need the players to grow. So no, it's not all doom and gloom, even if the Battle Royale...
So here's my thing, right? For all those people that started their channels on playing Battle Royale Fortnite, you're okay with them not having a good version of Battle Royale because they're trying to make all these other games. Now, again, like I said earlier, if they use the community to make that and then focus on the Battle Royale, then okay. But again, if there's a new improved Battle Royale, are y'all going to go over to that Battle Royale and play that Battle Royale? Or y'all going to stay on Fortnite and play all these random games that no one really cares to watch? You know what I mean?
Royale mode of Fortnite is dying. Even if it fully dies out, Fortnite as a platform is here to stay, and I do want to see it succeed and grow with you guys as well. I felt like this was a very important topic that a lot of people were talking about recently, so I wanted to weigh in with my opinions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.